What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Men the Podcast, where we empower your narratives. I'm your co-host, Jacob Hale, joined with me by Jared Williams. Got a lot to do, got a lot to talk about, so we'll get right into it. First thing, little housekeeping stuff. Go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, check out our other content. Big plans coming up in December, so please stay tuned for that. And also, we have a Discord now. Woo! Brand new Discord. Again, we want to build that community. We want to interact with you guys more and give you guys a space to even interact with us. Ask us questions, give us topic ideas, whatever you would like. So, I'll pin the link down below, but join our Discord, check it out, see what you like, see what's there for you. There's a lot of sports talks put into there. So let's hear it, man. I want to hear what you guys say. But, and speaking of sports talks, obviously, I don't just normally wear this out, at least not in St. Louis. But
first off, I'm out of my turf and I'm comfortable. It's cool.
So, as you can see, it's Bears versus Packers hate week. So I'm originally from the Chicago area, so of course I'm a Bears fan. I'm not really sure why you're a Packers fan, but you are a Packers fan.
I'm green and yellow till I die. It doesn't matter where I live, where I'm from.
I'm
green and yellow.
All right. Just I've never seen a Wisconsin license plate. I've never seen a picture or not. But all right, I get it. Just Green Bay. That's what we got going on.
That's all you need to know. All you need to know. It's all good.
So for you guys, we're putting this out early. Type in down below what you think your predictions are for the Bears versus Packers while we talk about it. Who's going to win? What's the score going to be? You know what? Just put down your favorite prop bet, too, while we're at it. Just because, bet responsibly, but we'll see what you guys got going on down there.
If you don't have a Packers money line on your slip at any point, something is actually maybe wrong. Like, really think about this real quick.
Yeah, whatever. Well, in talking about this, let's talk about the team. So we'll start with you. Let's talk about where you see the Packers are now and the good and the bad that you feel about going into this game.
We'll start with the good. Packers are in a way better place than where we were last year. I feel like starting off the season, I'm pretty sure we were under 500 at the first half of the season, kind of where we're at now. I mean, new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers is out of there. We have the youngest team in the league. A lot of our receivers didn't really have a lot of time. Rookies playing in and out. So you're obviously going to go through those growing pains of guys getting used to the offense, seeing how to be a pro and all those things. To where now, fast forward to this year, guys have that time under their belt. Guys are getting used to the flow of the game. And a lot of these guys are still second-year players, so you see some things where you kind of wish they could move in a different angle, but they're still growing at that. But our quarterback is a little bit more seasoned now. I think he's playing really, really well, Jordan Love. The only problem is with me is I like a clean football game, so I would like to see a lot of those turnovers that he's causing. It's one thing if it's a tip ball pick or anything like that. A lot of it is just my opinion, him forcing a lot of throws in a lot of ways to try to just make something happen to where, okay, we're at 6-3 and you're doing this. Imagine what we could be if you're not turning the ball over like this or where we could be. So little things like that is where I think we will be fine and we will get better. It's just kind of getting over that hump and not shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, so thinking about the Bears, this is probably the nicest I can talk about the Bears over the last 5 years for sure.
How do you have anything nice to say?
I have a lot nice to say because I am an optimistic fan and I support my boys no matter what, all right? If you guys don't know, I already have 2 videos up going through the Bears predictions because I had them winning 10 games. Comment down below, whatever you want to say about that. But I already have 2 videos, so I encourage you guys to check it out. Give a more full-depth analysis of what I think about the team preseason and then a couple games in on what I thought. So I'll say the good. The good is this is probably the most talented team we've had in a very long time. Just from top to bottom, on paper, we look really good, right? That's probably as nice as you can get it. Actually, no. Our defense is very strong. It's a very strong defense, bend but don't break mentality. They give up yards, but when it comes to points and turnovers, they're doing really well in that aspect. Points of critiquing, points that you can get better at. a rookie QB is a rookie QB. I think I've seen enough in Caleb to make me feel like he's not going to be a bust. He still is making a lot of rookie mistakes, but it's par for the course. You're going to start a rookie day one. That's what you accept. I think it's hard because obviously you see a bunch of rookies that are, well, it's only one rookie that's doing well, but you see the Commanders doing so well with.
Bo Nix's not playing bad either, though.
I mean, yeah, they are playing better ball too as well. But yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Caleb for sure. And then more importantly, we're not doing a good job offensively of putting that talent together on what the identity is. In my opinion, from what I've seen, the identity should be a run-first offense, especially if you have a rookie QB, and then pass is the second option. Now, then, when we go to the pass, the issue that starts to become is who's the number one option because you have so much talent. And the clear choice is obviously, well, it should be DJ Moore, obviously. You're paying them all this money. But how the offense has been working when you watch the game, it makes it very unclear. So some games, it's a Cole Kmet game. Some games, it's a Romeo Dunze game, right? Some games, one game, it was a Keenan Allen game, right? So the identity of that offense really isn't there. And then it just makes it worse when you also don't have a well-performing offensive line. So we knew that. We didn't invest in it that much. We focused on other things, so we knew that. So going into this offseason, of course, that's what we want to see. We want to see at least 3 old linemen drafted somewhere. We got to figure it out at this point.
From the outside perspective looking in, I would look at DJ Moore as you're right. He should be that number one option. Guy's been doing this a long time. He played well in Carolina when they had their QB problems with Cam Newton now. He came in, played really well with Justin Fields. I look at DJ Moore as a guy that, again, a lot of this stuff is alleged. A lot of these things that you really don't know the person, so you don't know how he really feels. But I'll say from my point of view, it seemed like he wasn't very accepting of the idea of Caleb Williams coming in. And not saying he doesn't dislike Caleb Williams, but I think it comes down you could tell that he really built a strong connection with Justin Fields, and he felt this is the person that I wanted to be the head of the offense. So bringing in that, automatically you feel that your number one wide receiver and your new rookie QB are not on the same page. And I think it's one of those things that when you have a situation like that is when things are going wrong, and with the Bears, everything is going wrong all the time. All right. But no, really, it's your number one wide receiver and your quarterback always need to be on some type of same page. Because even if there are those games where the offense is flowing in different ways, if those guys know that it's there, they have that connection of where if it's a down day, hey, it's okay, we'll get it the next time, we'll game plan it more, where it's they don't even have that, I don't think. DJ Moore literally just walked off the field, just one game, because who knows what happened. He could have a different perception of it, but I'm sure we all saw he walked off the field. And I think at some point, those guys, if they come in line, that offense will flourish more because guys will follow behind that in a lot of ways at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. Definitely leadership must be an issue going on there. Honestly, coaches, there's a lot to blame on that regard too. 100%. I hope to God that Shane Waldron can break out of his lease early in Chicago, because he ain't going to be there that long. He ain't going to do the full year. He going to be up out of there. So hopefully he got a good landlord that let him pay the fine to get him up out of there. And while we're at it, Everflus can also go out and go coach the European Football League, because, he's really a good DC. But in terms of the scope of the head coaching, I don't think he's done a great job with that. And then with Shane Waldron, I had some critiques with him over the last few videos. So, but basically, his offense is very simple. He doesn't really command that offense. He's not really that creative, and he doesn't adjust well at all. And that's a recipe for a disaster when you're bringing in a brand new team along with a rookie QB and trying to develop him. So, I think the coaches take a lot to blame, but it's not 100% on them. I do think there's some player responsibilities, and like you alluded to, there's probably some relationship and leadership problems within the own players group that's affecting them.
And I noticed that too, because I see that's really important. And it's been really nice to see the evolution of Matt LaFleur being the Packers head coach, where coming in, he came in a situation where you're definitely a young guy where a lot of these guys in the locker room, you're the same age as them. Your quarterback is not the easiest to deal with, but he's 100% resume speaks for himself that Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. So you're coming in this situation where like he has these ideologies, he has these things, but I never saw him really understand how to take control of that locker room, that he could really be the leader. To where now you have a younger team, you have a new guy at quarterback. I see him really taking control, and those guys respect him in the locker room. Those guys listen to them, and they really like respect his judgment of how he goes about things and wants to go. And you see it in the play that we have now. And I feel like if we stop shooting ourselves in the foot, like I said earlier, we could really flourish. But that flow of the offense is really kind of going to a point where, like, I feel that football isn't even in a place anymore where the true wide receiver, I personally don't think is a thing anymore. Where if you look at how the Packers play, you have Reed, you have Watson, you have Wicks, that's three guys alone that could go for 100 yards plus any game possible if you give them the looks. And it's just the flow of it. And then in the backfield, you have Josh Jacobs who can bust out an 80-yard run whenever it comes. And you have to understand the flow of the game. And that comes down to being not selfish and really like wanting the best for the team and win. And I see us flourishing and really doing a good job with that, because people could argue that Christian Watson is our number one, but Christian Watson's blocking all the way down the field for Reed, who's having an exceptional year this year, and he's just having just breakout, just everything. So that's where I'm at with it. But where I'm really kind of worried right now is our defense, because I love those guys, but seeing Nixon and Stokes at my cornerback right now.
Yeah.
Like, help. Alexander, help. That's all I can say is just help.
Yeah, lucky for you guys. You guys have always been blessed with getting good offensive coordinators, and then we're always blessed with having really good defensive coordinators. And we never can seem to figure it out on the other way around. So I guess when thinking about this game that's coming up, in my predictions, I had us losing. Mm-hmm. So I can't really change that now because people are just going to look at my last video and say, like, you didn't say that. So, yeah. So obviously I'm chalking up that as a loss going into the game.
When was the last time y'all beat us?
Whatever. If you guys know, do not comment down below. Just keep it to yourselves. There's no reason to even put that out there. Yeah, so the kind of components to the game is that obviously we have to lean on what works for us, and what works for us is that we have a great defense, right? So that's going to be the main component of the game, is that we got to keep it close.
I agree.
If you guys run off 30 points, we're going to clearly lose the game. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to keep it close and play really good football, at least for the first half, maybe to the first 3 quarters, in that range, right? And then for the offense, I mean, the only bright spot that's been working for us is really that running game. So we need to really just harp down on, like, that's going to be what's going to work for us. That's what we're going to live and die by. So, you know, Swift and Roshan Johnson, they need to have a combined 30 carries in that game, right, however they get it done. And then when it comes to Caleb, you know, again, just keep it simple. Keep it up front and really preach to him. It's like, just work with what the defense is giving you. There's a lot of drop-off passes, dunks, hitches, and stuff that he can throw throughout the game, but sometimes he gets really stuck on those medium and deep passes, right? Because that was his strong suit for a while, but it's just not that league. We're just not there yet. You just got to keep it simple. It's like, hey, we're going to take these slant routes here and there. We're going to do, you know, the dump off to the running back and stuff, and we're just going to have to live with that.
Exactly. And I agree with you. That game, I feel like, is actually going to be a very low-scoring game, because division games are always just kind of like, Bears and Packers have been doing this dance for a long, long time.
Yep.
And it hasn't been favorable to you guys, but at the end of the day, even coming into this game, I wouldn't say I'm worried, but I would say that, like, if any year that I think there's a chance, a small chance that you guys could win, I think it's this year, because for me, I look at our team as it comes down to Jordan Love and our defense. Second half of the season, I would like to see him cut down on some of those turnovers. People could say what they want, that turnovers don't really mean anything. But if you're making bad turnovers where they're ending up in points for the other team, you don't need that. Those are things that we want to stay away from. Like, I get the gunslinger mentality, but at the end of the day, smart football, and it comes to winning those games. So him taking this half of the season after this bye week, I hope he gets to a point where he relaxes himself, plays that strong football to take us into the playoffs. I would like to see our defense work on those injuries we have. Guys step up a little bit more. Jair Alexander is a guy that I really see that brings energy to our team, and I feel like you can tell on our defense when he's on and off the field. So keeping him on and keeping him healthy is a really big priority for us too. But yeah, dude, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think still be a best game. I'm always gonna roll with my guys, but I think it'll still be a good game to watch over the past years.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't promote betting, but Josh Jacobs is probably going to have a really good game for you guys because statistically speaking, for what I've seen, Packers running backs have really good games against the Bears. They 100%. Just usually do with all the guys, the Eddie Lacy's, Aaron Jones. It's just whatever. They just turn into superstars when they face us.
You got PTSD, brother?
Of course I do. Eddie Lacy was a terrible one because he was having a horrible year until he faced us. And then he went for like 2 touchdowns or something like that. I was like, dude, come on, man. So I expect them to have a really great game. Another person is obviously Jaden Reed because that slot position is a very hard position to cover. And then when you make that dude the number one, it makes it extremely difficult to try to work around that. So I don't think Jalen Johnson is going to be on him because I just don't think we run our defense like that. Right. So because of that, he's going to be stuck with the second or third corner for most of the game. So that would be a great opportunity for him, for 100%. Sure. If I had to do someone for the Bears, offense is very tricky, but I think one person that I really like for a game in that is Swift, but Swift in receiving yards because I don't hear much about your Packers linebackers. Mm-hmm. And we utilize Swift a lot with the run game and in the pass game. So I can see him doing really well on receiving yards, so to speak.
Yes, and I agree with that. And I feel, like I said, I think this is going to be a different feel of the game. Again, fresh legs, rookie quarterback. There's a lot of things. And I'll ask you this just while it's on my mind right now. Do you think Caleb Williams could be the franchise guy for a long time? Or do you think it will just be a project that they're going to see and then try to move some pieces around?
Yes, I do. So the biggest question mark that I had of Caleb before the draft was really just his leadership skills and his mentality. Mm-hmm. How mentally tough is he, right? Because obviously when you see a kid crying on the shoulders of his parents after going 6-6, you're gonna feel a certain type of way about his mental toughness because every loss in the NFL is crucial. Yeah. So how do you take that? How do you stay motivated? How do you keep your guys motivated and stuff? The talent was there, and the talent still is there. That hasn't changed. I mean, his scramble ability, his ability to make throws, how he makes throws, where he makes throws around the field, it's still there. It just comes down to getting the right people in front of him for him to actually mature into the QB that he wants to be, right? Mm-hmm. Jordan Love, he got into a great system with Green Bay, and that's what helped develop him. Jordan Love coming out of Nevada, people thought he was immediately a bust. People thought that was a horrible pick, right?
Utah State.
Oh, Utah State?
With some respect.
My bad. I thought it was the bad. But yeah, people thought he was a horrible QB, but he just got put in that system. And then when he was ready to go, he already had a year or two into a very well-oiled system to where he can thrive in. I think that'd be the same thing with Caleb. Caleb is a long-term investment, and I think he'll be great because his talent is there. You just have to build him up properly with a good system and good people around him that are also there to help him succeed.
100%. And for your guys' sake, I really, really, really hope that does work out and that you can get a modern Bears jersey because, brother, Walter Payton has not played since you were thought of. You were thought of since the last time you played.
Hey, rest in peace to the GOAT.
He was the GOAT.
Greatest running back of all time. I don't care.
You know what? That is your opinion. Let's go move on from that.